All right, we are live. What's up, guys? Hey. Robert, Troy, Rigo, Rockstar, Troy, Malice, James, Beam, Mike Side. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Tuesday daytime stream. Typically not a crazy day. Tuesday can be pretty slow sometimes, but every now and then you get a crazy surprise Tuesday and it gets really fast. So we'll see what happens. It is Tuesday. Man, I did not get a lot of sleep. It's kind of frustrating. I'm doing my best to get really good sleep. And the problem is, it's summertime out here in Lake of the Ozarks. So even as early as like 8 a.m., these guys start turning on their high-end motors and boats, you know, because we're on the water. People start turning on their Sea-Doos, and it's so loud, dude. I cannot sleep in the summertime out here. The other house, that blue house, had like this basement room that was kind of tucked deep inside the home against a thick wall. And you could sleep in there and escape the noise. I can't escape the noise in this house. I can't get sleep, man. It's no good. So I only got like, I want to say about 4.5 last night. And I don't know what to do. It's 4th of July. There's a boat going right now. Can you hear it? Listen. Hear that? That's a boat. It's just traveling around. It's having fun. I don't know what to do about it. All right. Hot new cards in your area. New month. New you. Live card shop. It's July. July 1st is here, everybody. You don't hear it? You don't hear it? All right. Well, it's out there. I see it right now. I can see it in the window. It's two pontoons. They're like chasing each other. Yeah. Well, here. Wait. Can I just lift the camera up? There it is. Oh, it's getting away. All right. It's a low rumble. Did you see it? There's like a blur that went by. It was a white blur. You can't see it through the window like I can. They're all over the place. It's that time of the year, man. All right, so let's go ping the Discord, shall we? Have you ever tried a white noise machine? Yeah, I've got that. It's not powerful enough. We're going live for Tuesday. It is. I swear by it. Dang it. Yeah, I have a white noise machine already, and it's usually very good, but not in the summertime, man. There's just like, so what woke me up? It was a combination of two things: loud boats and music. Somebody was out there playing their music, dude, really loud. You know. Even these boats have kind of a hum to them, but the music it's a rhythm, it's a melody, so it wakes you up. Unfortunately, you can't escape that one. And wait, where did I ping? Where did I ping? Did I ping in the wrong channel? I can't tell. Did I ping our Discord? Wait, I don't see it. It's not here. I contacted the other Discord. Maybe I did. Maybe I left without. Yeah, I must have left without actually pinging. Okay, hold on. Weird. You pinged the TheCardconomist. What? Where? Hold on, let me see. Help me out here, Mike Side. What exactly did I ping? If I accidentally ping the wrong thing, I don't want it there. That slab lineup makes my man parts tingle. Aw, thanks, man. Mike Side, what did I ping? What channel? Tell me what channel and what server. You pinged TheCardconomist. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm in the TheCardconomist channel in Discord. The normal we're live ping, TheCardconomist got one, but TCC didn't. No, Mike Side, what server did I ping? Did I serve the TheCardconomist server? Or did I ping the TheCardconomist server? Yeah, you're not understanding my question. I pinged something. I guess I was doing it a bit flippantly. I don't want to ping. I don't want to ping the other Discord server. Wow, only pop 50 for those 4 Zards. Yeah, actually, it's 5 of them. There we go. I was just thinking about that Charizard. Mister, I saw someone cancel that Shining Steelix. You willing to offer him up again? Potentially. Tempting to hold on to him for now. You know, cards are being real crazy right now. But I'm always buying stuff. Mike's side must be on a delay. Yeah, I don't see what you're talking about. And 5 more behind that? I wish. TCC channel notifications in-game Economist. I thought it was normal. No, it's not. TCC channel notifications? I don't know what you're talking about. There's no... Are you talking about our Discord server, the Game Economist? You talking about that? I'm so confused right now, Mike's side. By the way, I think you're on a delay. I just want to make sure I did not ping the Game Economist Discord server. You pinged the Game Economist server, not the TCC server. Ah, okay, so that's what I wanted to know. Where did I ping it? I don't see it in the channels I would have normally pinged in. Oh my god, this is taking too long. I'm in the Carddass channel of the Game Economist Discord server. This is not a ping. This is just a normal channel post. Sent a screenshot. Oh, perfect. Thank you. That worked. All right, so let's see. Oh, that's not a ping. That's not a ping. That's just a post. Oh my god, you were concerning me so much. I really did not want to ping the other channel, the other server, I mean. All right, that is not a ping. That is a post. I was so confused. All right. There we go. Mike's side never lies to me, so I thought I really did ping the wrong server, and I don't want that because I find that sort of like, you know, it's sort of, what's the word? It's gratuitous? Is that the right word? It's too much to ping a server that I'm not selling cards in. It doesn't make any sense, so I don't want to insult those guys. And that's a post, though. That's not a ping. There we go. All right. All right. All right. How much is the Shining... How much is the Neo Destiny Kabutops? I think I sold my Kabutops, didn't I? Neo First Kabutops. He's almost 3,000 now. All I had to do was hold him, and instead I sold. Why did I sell? Dude, I'm so stupid. Let's see. What I ought to do is I ought to go in and buy this, I ought to buy this Kabutops. Why does this guy have more than one of these for sale? What the hell? All right. Minister, I sent in 2 catch-up orders. Can we combine them? Yeah, absolutely. We can do that. So I'll get these off the table. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Do you like my new Charmander? I'm thinking about red labeling this Charmander because I feel like he's a really decent card. All right. Oh. Nice. Okay, so somebody just sent me $750. Okay, let me do some math. This guy just sent a chunk of money. All right. Okay, cool. Very nice. So I used to have this huge backstop, this mountain of bulk cards, and this one guy, his name's actually Jesus, and he is just buying it all, and it's really convenient to send it all to one person. It's the most convenient way ever to liquidate bulk cards, is to pack them into huge boxes, where it's just one box, just all being shipped at once, bulk style, and just all goes to one guy too. It's like perfect. So we're getting rid of all that. It's a really great feeling. He's getting a great deal, so we're both happy. Okay, cool. Let's see. Let's begin the stream with this guy right here. It says here, Jason Watts was the first to send an order because he sent it 11 hours ago for 2 prismatics. Okay. 11 hours ago. Let's see. Crystal Guardian Zard is quite nice. Definitely top 10, but when it comes to EX Era Zards, the one from Fire Red Leaf Green is king. I saw that one, and I thought it was so ugly, I didn't even buy one of them. I could have bought them, but I thought it was so ugly, I didn't even buy one. Instead, I spent plenty of money acquiring these. 5,000, 7,000, 2. Oh, no, that says 25K. So I don't know what I acquired these 3 for then, these last 3. Probably about 5,000 to 7,000 each. So I could have bought the other one. This one's way better looking. Are you kidding? Look at this. Let's zoom in. Delta Species, Electric Type, Charizard, Metal Burn. Look at that nice Crystal Guardian stamp. That looks awesome. And then look at how high quality looking the Charizard artwork itself is. Look at the lightning coming off of him. That's cool as hell, dude. What are you talking about? The other one, he just looks kind of like Barney the Dinosaur a little bit. He's got a big-ass face. I don't know. He doesn't look like Charizard. But it's not a terrible card. I don't want to hate on it too much. It's still Charizard. I respect that. But I just didn't like the artwork. So I bought 5 of the Crystal Zards instead because I like them so much better. Selling it for 3K? Can you please show the breaks? Yes. In fact, I just made a video for my YouTube channel showing off all the breaks. So here's Pikachu at 14. The Carddass starters, Gyarados. The Chansey coin has started. Here's Mega Mew. Victini's at 22. Eevee Quest stickers. This is a sketch, a hand-drawn sketch of Darth Vader. This is a Topps card. And here's Charizard. Okay, so those are all the breaks. I was just showing those off a minute ago. We also have, don't forget, a new fresh round of the Final Fantasy cards. This thing right here. There's a couple gym breaks scattered around, including this one. Right, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Including this one right here, the Metazoo gym break with one guy already in it, $22. Could pull a really expensive Mothman out of there. There it is. Which, if you do, try selling it to that guy, the guy in the break with you. He would probably buy it from you at the right price. Okay, I sent in 3 Cash App orders. All right, sounds good, man. What happened to the manga? What happened to the manga? Oh, he's back here. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about that one. Oh, that should have been in the video, and it wasn't. Shoot. There we go. There's too many breaks, apparently. Okay. Prime Catcher. So, Squid Game 3, huh? Did you watch it all now? Or do you watch it all? Am I allowed to spoil it? Who wants Squid Game 3 spoiler review? There you go. Like. All right. Very good. Anyone want the spoiler review? No, I didn't watch it. To be honest, there wasn't a lot of twists or surprises, in my opinion. So, there's not much to spoil. Wait, is that a spoiler? Do a spoiler-free review. Okay, my spoiler-free review. There's not a lot you can say in a spoiler-free review, to be honest. Overall, it is the weakest of the 3 seasons of Squid Game. There was one thing I thought about it, and well, what can you say that's not spoiler-free? Jason Watts. No, still watching. Yeah, I do have to say that it is the weakest of the 3 seasons. All right, that's Jason. That's my spoiler-free review. Wait, let me ask ChatGPT. How to do a spoiler-free review for Squid Game 3. I don't have to think anymore. The computer thinks for me, everyone. Start with the core question. Was it good? Not really. Focus on these 5 non-spoiler elements. Tone and emotion, character growth, visual direction, themes. Without spoiling, was it satisfying? No, it was not. The theme? Gore. Gore was the theme. Definitely gore. All right. I think that there's going to be a lot of pro-life Christians glazing it. So it was surprisingly very sort of like pro-life. Now, wait a second. Jason Watts, he ordered shipping, didn't he? Yes, he did. Here's his bag. Got his bag with the label in it still. So I'll pop this into that bag. Very good. I liked it. I mean, I didn't hate it. It just wasn't as good as season 1 and season 2. I wouldn't say I hated it. Still fun. But there were just moments that didn't make sense. Yeah. All right. So that's the order for all that bulk. Good. And now Mr. Anthony Haymeyer. He says, are you able to send my current cash payment? Oh, yes. Okay. You got it, man. Anthony Haymeyer. Yes, sir. Bloop. Sold out of Fun Tussie again. Final Fantasy. We have a little bit left. About half the box. This could be gone by the end of today. We also have a new round of this break running. Final Fantasy. Oh, and let's see if there's any updates on the price and my missing shipping. It works better as a part 2 rather than a whole season on itself. Here, let's see. Well, it's obviously a part 2, it's obviously a part 2. There's nothing more to it than that it's a part 2. It's just, I didn't think that part 2 really built on the characters that well. Wow. Yep, they're still investigating this missing package. I can't believe it. Can't believe that's happening to me right now. Definitely, in my opinion, definitely a stolen package. I was stolen from. But it won't be my problem. It'll be the seller's problem. So he's the guy, I guess, ultimately that's been stolen from. It's that 6 or 7 packs. I'll send for them all. Mr. Omar Faba is ready to go deep. Let me count it. All right. So we've got, ready? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 packs. And since no one has jumped in here, these are up for grabs too. No one has jumped into this break. So I actually have a total of 8 packs available. But if you don't want to mess with the break, then it's 6 packs. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get this money over to Mr. Frank. Did I say Frank? Oh, his middle name's Frank. All right. I think Magic's decision to purchase the... What do you call that? The license. Purchase the license to print cards from actually popular franchises has been very good. Like, for example, SpongeBob. Spider-Man's coming up. Maybe they do Adventure Time or something like that at some point, right? So Magic has never had characters that are super memorable, in my opinion. Not to the average person. And this is why them franchising other intellectual properties is working so well for them, because they have a good understanding of printing and selling cards. They just don't have any super valuable like characters to show off. So yeah, I mean they're doing kind of like what Weiss Schwartz is doing, and I think it's working very well. Let's go home. Why is my PayPal frozen? My God, dude. Ah, here it is. Send money. They're going to get a Pokemon license, too. That would be really remarkable if they did. I'm sure they won't. Pokemon's in direct competition with them, so I'm sure they won't. Okay, Anthony. Okay. Very good. Old magic is dead. So Anthony Haymeyer is paid out. How nice is that? This guy sent me slabs to sell for him. I sold a couple. I've still got some. And now he has received cash for that. That is what has just happened. So there you go, guys. That is me doing commission slabs and making him some money. All he had to do was ask for the payout, and then he got the payout. Okay, so that's completed. Good. And now we've got these Michael Pettiford orders. What is this? Lending? What is this? Ooh, I don't want to click those links. Weird. I don't know what that is. I don't want to click on those links. All right, so that's done. Let's get into this email. Here's my real estate agent sending me political messages. Okay, we'll delete this. Good. And now Michael. He's got 3 orders all in a row. Let's read them. So 10 black flames. He mentioned he might have these. Strange to me that people didn't catch on to the actual Final Fantasy TCG with the Magic the Gathering. Kip, I feel exactly the same way. We've been selling the Final Fantasy cards over here the whole time. And now that Magic's doing it, everyone's like, yay, Final Fantasy is so cool. I ran into my cloud. Where you go? So there's an Opus 1 cloud, just a standard one. And I've got an Opus 1 Wave 1 somewhere as well. But I'm actually, I guess anyone who is buying Final Fantasy cards is very lucky right now, because now they're sitting on cards that people want. As a result, people will be searching for these Magic slabs, and they'll run into these slabs. Like if they run into PSA 10 Cloud, Magic the Gathering, there's a good chance that eBay recommends that cloud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Opus doesn't have serial cards. That's a fair argument, although they do have signature cards. And some of the cards are pretty hard to pull too. So they do have rare cards. So now we have 5 Lost Abyss. Lost Pussy. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Boy, there is so many boats out right now. I see 2 boats on the water right now, just from my tiny view in the window. Look, watch. Oh, it won't focus on it. I wish it would focus on it, but it won't. It won't look through the window. That's so sad. You just get a blur. It won't look out the window. It won't focus out the window. You just hear boats going. Okay, and then 2 gem packs. Let's see, gems selling almost too fast. Selling extremely fast. Let's see, plastic cards. Freaking cameras. Okay, hard to compete against the biggest franchise in the world. Oops. I'm liking this music here. If it doesn't trigger copyright, then I gotta use this one again, man. Chill background music for study and relax. I gotta save this one or something. I'm gonna hit like on it, and then I'm gonna hit save, and we're gonna put it into live stream music category. Okay. This is like lobby music, and somehow it is so good. Doesn't draw your attention too much, and just keeps the background nice and chill. Okay. There we go. Very good. Magic guys are probably feeling like, yeah, we're doing it. Mom, look, no hands. So if you're a guy sitting on a lot of magic, you're probably feeling pretty good. All right. Okay. We want sea shanty. There we go. Snipping this. And snipping this. Okay, you know what? I might be getting more of this Final Fantasy today. I didn't actually open all my mail. And I realized one of those boxes could have Final Fantasy in it. Here's a Varum, the Flower, Darkrai, 9 Tools. I'd love to see a serialized Chocobo pulled on this channel. Me too, I'd love to see that. I actually completely agree. We'd both like to see it. It'd be very neat. Here's this guy. No, I actually have to go check the mail and see if we have more boxes of Final Fantasy. I bet you we do. That's why I've been buying this last few weeks. I've been buying boxes here and there. And that's because our big order of Final Fantasy has clearly been stolen by somebody working at UPS. Day 500, waiting for BGS to come back. We have a BGS submission from February that is not even done with the grades, which is like an early step in the BGS, system. So they give you your grades pretty early, and then they encapsulate it. And so we don't even have those grades back. And then we have one from April, and it's almost done. So something is holding up the February submission. I suspect they're either having trouble researching something or they have damaged a card. Something has stopped that submission from moving. I'd ask them about it because from February to July, that's plenty. I'd be like, why is our April submission coming out and our February submission is still with you? We are. Don't you worry about shipping companies seeing your address and assuming it's something valuable? Oh, seeing your address. Yeah, it's possible. I don't know. It is Michael Pettiford. There we go. Ugh. There we go. Very good. If you're shipping a really expensive box, you better have a little insurance on it. Very nice. You only did 5. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss a Lost Abyss pack? Let's go grab one. My bad, homie. Oh, this is an empty box now. Luckily, we've got another box of it right here. Wait, how many boxes do I have open? Oh, okay, just one other box. Okay, good. That was starting to look really annoying. There it goes. It's okay, mister. Here we are. What we got? Oh, you almost missed out on that Aerodactyl. Can't be missing out on that Aerodactyl. Hell no, dude. That's your Aerodactyl. It's my money and I want it now. I'm going to save these commons over here because we use them all the time. For like the live customs and such. Okay. Ugh. This is why I'm worried to submit my Skyridge Hollows PSA. You got to do it though, Ben. Ben, you got to do it. Okay. Good. Now, let's get a little rotate going on here. We have a nice $400 vintage Topps holographic The Movie 2000 card, graded PSA 10. Really hard to get those 10s. Here is a nice Sanrio break with Kurumi flying on some sort of flying stuffed animal looking thing. Double-sided card. That makes it a rare card. It's a good card. Okay. We now have an order from James Beam. He says, Japanese Jungle Pack Break. Curious the process for PSA grading. I sent a few cards on 6/24. Sure. So I'm sure that card, let's see, let's go to PSA submissions and then let's look you up. So James, right? You sent it when? On 6/20. Oh, you sent it on 6/24. Oh, that was only like a week ago. So pretty soon we're going to do a PSA submission, and your cards will be part of that submission. What's going on right now is those cards are over Schmier. Let's see. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. There's 6. James. Haha, James Beam. So these are getting ready to go out. We do everyone's submission together so that we get a whole bunch of cards into one submission. See? So these will be sent out together, along with a couple of my cards. But we like for a little bit of time to pass, and that is because the submission builds up while the time is passing. So we get a couple people in there, and then they all go out together. Okay, so you want to spot a jungle. I don't think $30 was correct. Was $30 correct for this order? It was supposed to be 35. I wrote it down as 30. Hold on, let me double check this. It was supposed to say 35, 10 out of 10. Why did I write down 30? I was so tired, dude. I'm going to be tired tonight, too. Oh, yeah, this is definitely not supposed to be 30. All right, so let's see. Okay. Here we are. That was a mistake, but you're going to get your spot at $30. How you feel about that, James? You got the discount on yours. So this shall be 34, 10 out of 10. There it goes. I thought you said 35. How are you? Nah, don't worry about it, man. It's not a big deal. You got it. It's all yours. You enjoy it. A little $5 discount. It's not a lot of money even. Okay. Oh. Whoa. Omar says 6 Final Fantasies. Oh my gosh. You're going to make me go check my mail. I got to go open some of the packages I received today, see if we got more. That is 6 packs of Final Fantasy being opened by Mr. Omar Faba. You're kind of a big deal, man. You're a deep pockets kind of guy. You go deep on some stuff. I like that. Can I have a $5 discount? You can have a $5 discount. We'll take $5 off your Charizard. Okay, you ready? How's that Charizard doing? Is he going up in value? I hope he is. I assume he is, right? There we go. Everything's going up in value, especially anything that's vintage and good looking. Dark Charizard's very nostalgic for a lot of people, including myself. Man, I wouldn't have even minded just keeping them. Just keeping them. All right, there we go. Consider my overpayment a tip. Wait, what? You overpaid as well? Wait. Okay, so let's see. So you got $8 left over. I would be just as happy for you to take that $8 and use it to buy another thing, by the way. So if you want to buy like maybe another pack out of here or something and just take $8 off of it, I'd be just as happy for that. Just get you some more cards open. We'll go find that Chocobo. Okay, you ready? Ooh, hero. We got Xenos. Yay, Galvis. And Seymour Butts. It's Seymour Butts. Ultimate Magic, Holy, Aether Perwen, Snort, Summon Grimoire, Island. Okay. Let's see a Buster Sword or Chocobo. Oh my gosh, I want to see a Chocobo so bad, dude. It will be an amazing moment on the stream if we can pull that. There we go. Ultimate Magic, Holy. How much are the packs of Final Fantasy? It is 132. I'm gonna go check my receiving area because we got some packages in, and see if we got any more Final Fantasies. One of those packages I bet is Final Fantasy. So I bet you guys we got more today. Because again, that's all I've been ordering is Final Fantasy period, pretty much. Zidane, he's looking great. Side quest, raise a Chocobo. Oh, that's cute. All right. Marlboro, Blazing Blob, Heck Dies. Jesus, isn't this a new set? What's up with that? Well, these are a very particular kind of booster pack called a collector booster pack. So this is a premium product by Magic. They're never cheap. They usually start around $45 or something like that. These are so popular they've tripled in price. All right, but they're like a special premium product. Oh, Tella, Great Sage. And Seymour Butts. All right, lots of Seymour Butts for you. Here's Jadur. Jadur sounds like a yummy Middle Eastern food. Oh, Tifa. Nice, dude. He's picking up a non-holo Tifa. Kingdom Hearts Magic the Gathering would sell so hard. Yeah, bite. Okay, there's Tifa. Here's Tella. Okay. And Seymour Guado. Okay. Seymour Fupa. Good. Swamp. Summon Ifrit. Anima. Side Quest. Garnet. Queen Brawn. Slash of Light. Gone. And Item Shopkeeper. Okay. Got to pull that Tifa as a search foil. That one's probably really valuable. Okay. Seymour's a bad guy. Oh, well then Seymour Butts it is. Here's Hero. Clive. Ifrit's dominant. Oh, dominant submissive, huh? Here's Golbez, clad in darkness. He must be a good guy. Here's Yuna. Summon Cerberus. Waka Flocka Flame. The Fire Crystal. Ooh. And Clash of Icons, huh? Hey, Fire Crystal coming out. Hey, what's up, Luke Laurie? All right. This music just got me clicking my fingers over here. Here's Clive. Oh. I've heard there's people who can't click their fingers, and I've heard there's people who can't whistle either. Very curious. Here's Forest. Icons. Zidane. Crystal Fragment. Sandworm. It is I, Shailude, your precious sandworm of the desert. I can't whistle. Yeah, Karis tries to whistle too. She can't do it. She can't figure it out. I try to teach her, and it just never makes sense to her. She claims that is because different mouth shapes or something. I'm like, there's no way that's it. I click and whistle. All right, now you're part of the special group. I actually still remember the very first time I learned about whistling. We were in our backyard. My sisters had figured it out, and we were doing farming, literally. Half of our yard was a small farm. I was like, whoa, that's so cool. Balam Garden, Seed Academy. Battle at Smallbridge. Transpose. Zanarkand. Balthier, Venat, Plains. Okay. Cool. I learned to whistle in the 5th grade. My poor classmates, lol. Look at that Ambrosia Whiteheart. Clash of Icons. Magitech, Overkill, Grand Pulse. You're Not Alone. I never really whistled that good until I got a job working for Coca-Cola. And what happened with that job is you work by yourself. You really do. You have no coworkers. So you have no one to talk to. And so one of the things I would do is I just listen to a lot of music. And I'd just whistle because no one was paying attention to me. I was just kind of alone, just doing my own thing. It was a really weird job. You work like 12 to 16 hours, super big overtime, and you have zero management. There's no management at all. You had a BlackBerry with the tracking device on it, so they could see exactly where you're walking. Even inside of the building, they could see you walk from the back room to the shelves. And so you got to travel all over the place. Really cool, actually. That was one of my favorite parts of the job, all the traveling you did. I went to places I never would have been without that job, so that was very cool. And, yeah, just completely unsupervised. If no one complained about your work, then you did a good job. That was it. And, yeah, it was very independent, but very kind of lonely. So a bit of a lonely job. You didn't get to talk ever. I mean, who did you talk to other than occasionally you talk to your manager about this thing or that thing that you needed to have done. Sephiroth, One-Winged Angel. Ooh. Summon Titan. You got a summon card as your first card? That sucks. I don't think that's a very good pull. But how about behind it? Search for the Frozen Esper. I suspect that was a tough pack. Blue Mages, Kane. Hildebrand. Summon Titan, Kane. Traitorous Dragoon. I'm learning a little bit about Kane. He's a traitorous dragoon, huh? Guess the dragoons are normally good guys. Good guy. Just Ambrosia. Never mind. Finally, back from Florida. How was Florida? Okay. There we go. Ooh. So anyways, I'd listen to all this music and I'd whistle while I was working. And I must have whistled for like, some days, like 10 hours a day. I was just whistling until my lips hurt. And by the end of a few years of that, I was much better at whistling. Okay, cool. Very nice. After COVID, it's all gone to poop. They make you pick up other people's routes with lack of staffing. Oh, you're working for Coca-Cola right now? Yeah, they made me do that all the time. I was super efficient with my route. I was efficient, organized, clean. They loved me. They really liked my work. And then they would send me off to routes to fix them. So I was like a fixer-upper. And, I knew how to schmooze with the receiver. That's because back when I worked at Target, guess who I was best friends with? the receiver. They loved me. The receiver was this guy who really enjoyed my work back then too. And so I knew how to schmooze with the receiver, and I think they liked me for that. And I knew what they wanted when it came to organization. Here's Angelo, because I often worked with the receiver. Ooh. So it's a good skill. Midgar, City of Mako. Ooh. I'm your father's brother's nephew's cousin roommate. What's that make us? Spaceballs movie. Oh, yeah, I watched Spaceballs a long time ago. I forgot that line, though. Only 77 of the Golden Kokobo. Pokemon needs that kind of rarity. Here's Squall. Could you imagine the tears, though, of people complaining about scalping, though? It would be endless tears. Terra, Herald of Hope. Wow, the last pack bringing you a nice card. Terra Mythic Rare with a Surge Foil. There you have it. That was the third card this time. So fascinating. Look at that. Much better. Bear Walker has serialized cards with PC Collab. Okay. Very nice. And we've got Midgar, City of Mako. Ooh. That one needs a top loader, mister. You want a top loader? You got it. Top loader time. Where are my top loaders? Oh my god, I'm running through these top loaders so fast, dude. I wish they weren't so expensive. They need to produce cheaper top loaders. Simple. I got a few thousand Coca-Cola stock. I like the... We are. Coca-Cola was a great company. I thought they were really good. Best company I'd worked for so far. My worst job that I worked was Sears. I actually got in a fist fight with the guy working that job. I'd never been in a real fist fight with a stranger. Lots of really violent fights with my siblings, like horribly violent. Never with a stranger. So I got in a fist fight at Sears. That was such a bad job. And then Sin, Spira's Punishment, Mountain. Oh, Vanilla as well popping out. After that, I'd say it was probably Target. Target was okay. It was a job. It was a good job. There was a manager there. He was an ETF, Elite Team something. ETF, what does that mean? He's like a corporate manager that works within the store, right? He really liked me. He was like an older brother to me. It was really nice to have met him. When I look back on it, he gave me a lot of great advice. He said a lot of encouraging things and gave me great advice. And so that was good. Chogomag, Clash of Icons, Samurai Katana, Stolen Uniform, Charlayan, Gisal, Galacat. We are. Yo, I worked for Sears too. I worked in something called the MPU department, I think it was called. Merchandise pickup. And so my job was to move the pool tables and the ovens. And I used to be kind of jacked. I used to have good muscle. Yeah, I'm just like a skinny fat guy. Like I got no muscle, but I'm out of shape. So yeah, it's the opposite nowadays. I have a sitting job for years now. I used to be so physically fit. I threw trucks for Sears. I threw trucks for Target at the same time. I had both jobs, which was considered a conflict of interest, by the way. But it's funny. The woman who was running the Sears store, she would have been the store manager. Her husband was the store manager for Target, so they didn't care. So they had me working at both places and making like $10 an hour. It was like $10 an hour. There we have it, Mr. Omar Faba picking up that mythic rare Terra, Herald of Hope. That was 6 packs. You kind of would hope that you would pull a little more than that. We've seen some really crazy cards come out of here. But let's see. You also had that Tifa. I like the Tifa as well. Let's see. There's the Vanille. She's probably going to be okay. Ambrosia Whiteheart. I don't know much about that. Here's Clive. He's a new character from the most recent game, isn't he? Golbez is cool. Probably get a little bit of value from Golbez. There it is. Non-hollow Tifa. Not only will this probably be worth something, it'll probably sell. Meaning once you list it for sale, somebody will go get it. Traveling Kokobo, Seymour Butts, Zidane, Xenos. I like Xenos. He's pretty cool. Okay, cool. I like that card. Mr. used to be the size of Liver King. No. But I used to have visible abs. I had arm muscles. It was nice. I liked it. I worked with the dude that was huge, man. He was taller than me by like a whole head, and that guy had actually ripped muscles. And I remember one time he was like mad at me that I wasn't strong enough. We were moving something real heavy, And I was like, I'm just smaller than you, dude. What am I going to do? But he was just a really tall guy. Here's Mr. Omar. That was good time. The guys who worked in that area were so, like, toxic. It was so fun. Let's see. All of them, including the guy I got into that fight with. They were all super toxic guys. All right. His mom worked at the Sears, the guy I was referring to. Such a sweet lady. She's so much smaller than her son. I don't know how that all works. Zidane probably worth something. No. Seymour's decent too. Nice. Good to hear that. We want to know that Mr. Omar gets all of his value back. It takes time, you know. That's the downside. You have to work all these cards. Either sell them raw, which you won't get the value back that way, but you have to work the good ones and send them off to grade, and then once they're back, you have to sell them. Can you ship for me? Yes, I can. Let's pull this back down nice and safe. Let's grab this. We'll use that $8 shipping. How about the $8 left over for the shipping? So everything's good. I want a ween. There was a guy I worked with at Sears named Russ. He was a very cool guy. Okay, stupid software's being terrible. Yeah, I liked working with that guy. I felt like we had a sort of matching personality type thing going on. He was super, super chill and laid back, and I was always an overthinker type. And so somehow that just worked really well. No butting heads or anything. Oh, man. We're logging back into our shipping software. I have frequent nightmares about my old job. Nightmares? I sort of have a nightmare. It's not a nightmare of Coca-Cola. It's not where... It's not a nightmare in, like, the scary sense. It's almost sad, like I missed the job, actually. My job today as your card shop guy or your live rip and ship guy involved sitting in the same house every single day for my whole life. I used to kind of adventure, man. Coca-Cola would have me going everywhere, all over the place. North, south, west, east side, St. Louis, all of it. And sometimes way out in the countryside, just middle of nowhere places. And those were always actually the most interesting because you'd see stuff you just wouldn't expect. The people were so different. You'd talk to different people all the time. This job is the opposite of that job. It's physically sedentary. I don't do anything physically difficult anymore. And I'm just always sitting here for many, many, many hours and using my brain mostly. So, yeah, very different job. So I'll occasionally, maybe once or twice a year, have a dream that I'm working for Coca-Cola again. I think I had a dream where I was like working for Coca-Cola for free. And I think it was like an anxious dream because I was worried I would get caught working for free when they're not supposed to know. It's a strange dream, huh? I think my brain misses that sort of adventuring that I did when I was younger. You know, I would have been about 22 years old back then. Yeah, I do miss doing all that traveling. That's it, guys. I'm getting rid of all of the heavy Pokemon cards. We're doing slabs only, slab breaks only. And we're going to put it all into an RV. And Karis and I are going to drive all around America. We'll just stream from the RV, slab breaks only. So in other words, for the Magic the Gathering set, right? We would just buy the graded slabs of whatever the cool cards were, and then we just host a break on that. Boom, problem solved. All right, but yeah, I don't know. I've joked about that with Karis. She likes the idea. We have Gabriel Gallegos. Gabriel Gallegos. 1 Paldean Fates, and 151 English. You got it. How cool would that be, though? God, that would be so nice, not feeling stuck at home. That would be so nice. I feel like that's what we need, is almost something like that. I don't understand how 1999 Japanese vending Gengar Hollow Masaki promo can double in price. The asking price is $49.99. Finally! That is one of the coolest, rarest Gengars ever. And he stayed stuck at like a lower price for a while. It made no sense. Let me tell you why that one makes no sense. Because you could buy Skyridge Gengar for like $4K back in the day, and Masaki was about $12K at the same time. And let me look this up, Masaki Gengar. And so much later on, the Skyridge Gengar reaches like 10,000, and the Masaki Gengar had only moved to like 14,000. It made no sense. I was like, how is it so cheap? It just, I don't get it. Here we are. So now there's one. All right, let's see. So the cheapest one is now 40,000. To be honest with you, that makes so much more sense to me than it's staying around 12 or 14,000. It's an exceptionally rare Gengar. It's so much more rare than the other Gengars. Not just that, but the artwork is awesome. Look at that weird ass artwork. Look how devious he looks. He looks so cool, man. It's Japanese exclusive, and the way you get it, you had to take a Haunter and you had to mail it in along with the Bill's PC, and then they would mail you back a Gengar. So not a lot of kids did that, and then the ones that didn't really preserve the card. So there's just very few of the 10s. Yeah, it's called Japanese Communication Evolution. That's why they call it that, because they probably actually remember that. So 40,000 for this card goes back to that sort of that price relevancy. Price is that the right word? Relevancy? That sort of price subjective. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it means that it's in a sort of pattern with the other price. It makes way more sense for it to be, maybe about 3 times the cost of the Sky Ridge. That should make it about 30K. So if it was about 30K, that would make a lot of sense to me, in fact. So right here, we don't have any data on a last sold PSA 10 Masaki Gengar. There is no information in eBay. I don't know what the last one sold for, but here's what you got to understand with these high-end cards. Typically, guys who want these high-end cards, they don't buy them on eBay. They reach out to each other on social medias, and they work out a deal in private. Then the card gets taken down off of eBay, and a deal is cut privately that gets eBay out of the equation. eBay takes 13.5% for the first $7,500. Can you believe that? And then after that, it falls down to like 2 point something percent, I think, for the rest. But so if we do a calculation on that, that's about, they take about $1,000 of the sale for the first $7,500. That's outrageous for doing nothing but hosting a picture of it on a website. That's outrageous, dude. So a lot of these guys, high-end collectors, they don't like to sell on eBay. People do it, but they don't like to do it. They'll either put it through a middleman like a Probstein, maybe Z&G Emporium. Good, congratulations on that guy, man. He's positioned himself as a card seller. That is so lucky for him. He's selling other people's product. He doesn't have to own the product himself. That is so good. And he gets really premium stuff. So, but I think eBay gives those guys a discount on their sales because their sales are so high volume. So you got Probstein and Z&G, and they're probably getting lower eBay rates. I don't know what they get. But if you're selling it yourself, you got to pay that 13.5%. It's so outrageous. All right. So that was for our friend Gabriel. And yeah, it's outrageous. That's why people who are really good at this, they're really good at Pokemon cards, they largely work off of eBay. You could communicate on eBay, you can find each other on eBay, but the whole point of being good at card collecting is to then you say, okay, you're a guy with cards, I'm a buyer, or I'm a seller, and you're a buyer. We've met on eBay, now let's get the F off of here and do work in private. We want to work in private. Cut eBay out. 13% is outrageous. It should be like 3 to 4% tops. And, it's just not. I often think the 13.5% is needed for all the tech support, all the customer service. But when I really think about it, I've used eBay customer service plenty of times. It's just outsourced to India, and it's not very good. It's never been good. I've had several problems. They never solve it. They just, like, for example, I got killed recently on some fake no rarity decks I bought. It was Blaine's no rarity deck. Bought about it would have been about $480 worth of them. That's $500. And I told them, I said, hey, these turn out to be fake. I want to return these. And they said, sorry, you didn't open them within a week of them arriving. So our policy states they're yours now. And I said, so the scammer's successful. And the guy said, there's nothing I can do. And so that was it. The scammer won. He said what he basically had me do, he had me fill out a report on the seller so that they would know that the seller's a scammer. So I got stuck with these fake cards, and they couldn't help me. And so that's eBay customer support. So that kind of stuff goes on all the time, and that's what my 13.5% is paying for. I think what the 13.5 really pays for is the shareholder. I think that's it. If you look at eBay stocks have skyrocketed to the moon, which means they are making a lot of profits. and they are sharing it with the shareholder. That's it. So it's a giant corporation, and you want to cut those corporations out as much as you can. Here it is. So let's see. Look at this. This is eBay's 5-year. Look at that. Look at that, jumping all the way to that high point. Looks like they were at a high point over here too. Up 50% in 5 years. That's almost definitely from cards. And so what I would say is, you know, card shops are usually ran by mom and pop, small guy like myself or whoever, right? Local game stores, just a guy. He's got no overhead. He's got very little overhead, just a few employees. There's no corporate CEO. There's no shareholder. That's better for trading in gold and silver and Pokemon. But eBay cuts in and says, hey, we'll help you take a picture and post it on the internet, and then we'll take 13.5%. It's outrageous. It's just outrageous. It really is. And so I really don't like them, and I do my best to avoid them where I can. Joey Albrecht is here. He says he'd like 5 Poke Shuffles, 2 spots in the Chainsey coin. Here you go, Joey Albrecht. I can't find a comp on my PSA 9 Gengar Masaki. Didn't we help somebody acquire a nice Masaki Gengar? Didn't we help somebody with that? We helped somebody acquire a nice Gengar. Was it you? I feel really satisfied with what I've done for my career. You know, I've made money selling you guys cards. Obviously, I work for money. I work for a paycheck. But I really, at the end of the day, I do help you guys get those cards. And they've all jumped in price. So when I hear about you guys having like booster boxes or, you know, you got advice on the channel and the advice really worked. When I hear about that kind of stuff, it makes me feel great. I hope Pokemon cards just keep climbing and climbing and climbing. Some people find that really annoying. But the people who find that stuff annoying, always somebody who didn't want to buy cards when they were cheap. And now that they're expensive, they're really pissed off about it. Here it is. So always somebody who was like, nah, Pokemon cards. I had a guy tell me that today on TikTok. There's a guy who compared Pokemon cards to NFTs on TikToks. And I'm like, how are you making that comparison between NFTs and Pokemon cards? NFTs, they were around for a second and then they were gone because it was a really stupid idea. Well, just because NFTs failed doesn't mean Bitcoin fails. Do you compare NFTs to gold, to stock, to real estate? You're gonna compare it to collectibles. What about baseball cards? They've been around forever. They do really well. So I was so annoyed. Even today, you still got people who are total haters. They hate the grading companies. They hate the idea that you can hold collectibles and they go up in value. That's what makes them collectibles. It's collectible because everyone wants it and they can't have it. And that's what makes it that way. So the money is simply a measure of how much everyone wants it. So when you see those dollar signs, that is a measure of the demand for the thing that you're collecting. If there's zero demand, how can you call it a collectible? No one wants to collect it. There we go. So yeah, I get tired of all that. I get tired of the negativity. The negativity, guys, it's through the roof. I don't think it's just negativity. I think it's envy. Deep down, I think there's a lot of envy. And I feel like I was preaching. Bitcoin. I was preaching about Pokemon cards for 6 years. And everyone who hung out here and bought cards has done, especially if you picked up a nice card in a break, you've done very well. Maybe you got a red label slab away. Maybe you got a regular slab away, whatever it is. Maybe you didn't buy anything, but you just kind of agreed and you went off and bought some stuff out of the market. Here you go. You got the knocked out. That's a nice card, actually. You got that for 5 Poke Shuffles, so you got that on a deal. So, but whatever the case is, you know, people in this group probably generally do believe that the collectibles are going to trajectory upwards in value as more and more young people become collectors, because Pokemon's been feeding us video games for the last 30 years. 30 years of Pokemon games. There we go. 30 years of young people running into a video game as a kid and then growing up and going, hey, I want some of those collectibles, you know? And so it's been a long time of that, and it's crazy to hear people be so negative about it, about something that seems like it should be so obvious. It's not rocket science. It is. Here we are. No 4th of July party? Hey, it's Hibblefat. Oh, yeah. The PSA 10 Gengar Expedition Japanese I got from you doubled in price since I got it. Wow. That is so nice. I saw your comment on that one dude comparing old search versus new search. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, that's so funny that you found that. Because he's not like a big content maker, and the video didn't have that many views either. So my comment must have showed up in your feed. TikTok must know that you're keeping an eye on that. Basically, he was making fun of maybe like a vendor, but we're all vendors. Anyone selling a card is a vendor. You know what I'm saying? Anyone selling a card is a seller. And he was making fun of the person for selling a new cert PSA slab for more than an old cert. He was making fun of them for that. He was trying to make sort of like a satirization of it, as if this guy's a bozo because he doesn't want to buy an old cert for the same money as a new cert. And it's like, well, duh. Have you seen the old certs? That's the thing. I've seen them. I've seen a lot of them. Maybe because of my unique position, I've seen more than probably like 90% of people. I've seen so many. It's my job to shop for cards. I shop for cards all day long. I've been shopping for cards all day long for 6 years. And these old certs like this are not as valuable as the same exact card that just passed PSA's new grading standard. It's not rocket science. It's really simple ideas. PSA did 2 tough upgrades to their grading. First, when the certs were around the 7s, and then again when the certs reached the 10s. And so there's this new standard, and these cards might fail it. And so that doesn't mean these are valueless. They're still 10s. That's great. But it means if you've got one that says 11 up here, that one's more desirable. If they were the same price, the 11 sells first every single time. Everyone knows that. And the person with the 11 can even ask for a premium and say, hey, this one's a premium. It's an 11. And it's totally valid. It's so valid. But this guy is very salty about it. I guess he is probably trying to liquidate a card. See, look at this. If we look at this, it's got a corner down here. I wonder if this would pass as a PSA 10 today. You know, maybe it would. I don't know. You can, I believe you can ask them to regrade your card. Look at that. Okay, so that was graded in the 2s, really long time ago. Here's a 27. Japanese cards are actually pretty clean usually. Oh, but even then, let's see. Let's zoom in. I just do this all the time. And, so I mentioned it's like, well, yeah, because the new certs are so much harder to get. They're more valuable. And old certs in the 2s typically had small flaws on them. So to me, it's just kind of crazy seeing people cry over, oh, you won't buy my old cert for the same price as a cert 11? It's like, well, yeah, that's just, it's so obvious. It's so logical. It's not a trick. It's not greed. It's just, you're buying the card, not the grade. You're buying the card. There are people who are good at this who know that's how it really works. And I don't know, perhaps he had a salty experience where that didn't work out for him. He was like, well, you have to buy my old cert at the same value as a new cert. What the hell? Why? Why would anyone do that? I can see why you want him to do that. And if the vendor is really inexperienced and stupid, he would probably do it. But if he has even an ounce of price comps and sales comps and experience and grading experience, he would know that would be ridiculous. So yeah, it's fun to watch, and it's fun to get outraged a little bit sometimes. Here's Rigo Berto Gill. You like it when I get outraged? I like getting outraged sometimes because what it really does is it's an expression of my passion over the smaller details. It's kind of like a video game you've played for too long, and then there's little details in the video game, and you're like, you got to do it right. You're my teammate, and you have to play the game the right way. You get a little upset, gamer rage. Rigo Berto Gill, one spot in the Carddass starters break. You got it, man. Stupid to see 10 with the obvious flaw, but yet PSA now so strict. Well, maybe this is PSA's correction to that. Think about it. Or maybe PSA recognizes a lot of companies have pristine 10s now, and they're saying, all right, well, our new grading standard is pristine. They still call it Gem Mint, but they're calling their Gem Mint 10 and their 9. Maybe this is equivalent more to maybe like a CGC 10. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's this thing where people are setting a brand, and that's PSA's brand now, is that they have really tough 10s. That's fine, but you know what that means? If I get a PSA 9, I'm definitely going to be thinking about sending it to CGC to see if I can get the CGC 10. It also means I'd rather have a CGC 10 rather than a PSA 9. Okay, Rigo Berto Gill, let's get this into that Carddass starters, shall we? Yeah, it's a fun thing to watch, speculate, think about, and it's really a nerdy thing, isn't it? Like, you really have to be into this stuff. So I guess that guy's piece of content, the way I looked at it was it came from a place of ignorance. It's like he doesn't understand the game. He doesn't understand the game. He was mad that the game wasn't going his way. But you got to understand how the game is played. You got to understand the rules of the game. You got to understand the game mechanics. There's game mechanics involved here. 11s are better than old certs. That's a fact. That is a fact. Because it is so much harder to pass through that hoop. you can take your old certs and have them regraded. Send it back to PSA and say, will you upgrade the number to a new cert? And then they will promptly tell you, no, your card is a piece of crap. And your card would grade 9 based on today's standards. So, he's welcome to do that. And then you can go right back to that vendor and resell it. But he won't pass that. And that's what it's all about. That's what the price difference is all about. Okay, so one spot in the EV Quest as well. You got it, Mr. Rigo. That states inconsistency stupid. I would say, yeah, sort of inconsistent. I think that since that inconsistency occurred over a very long time period, though, I think it's more like PSA is just updating to be a new standard. I don't think that you can be super mad at them for that. CGC's done that, for example. Like they said our 9.5s are 10s now. And so it's just grading companies deciding how the grades shall be delivered. I get it. I get the point of it. PSA's playing a game too, and they're saying, what's our next best move? And they speculated that this is their next best move. So that's how it is, and it's just how it is. All right. I don't like getting 9s from PSA. It feels terrible. Feels terrible. And I go, oh my God, this card is so good. How can this be a 9? The tiniest little flaw on it is a 9. But it is what it is. Okay, let's update this Quest sticker one. This is now 5 out of 14. Thank you, Mr. Rigoberto. Haters gonna hate. Everything about this hobby is a game. Finding cards for a good price, organizing a collection, checking certs. It's a game of chance sometimes because you send those cards into PSA and they said, oh, by the way, did you know we changed our grading standards? You go, I didn't know that. Oh no. Or you send them booster packs and you realize you've got no clue how boosters are graded. Like what are the qualities of a booster pack that turn it into a 10, and you realize you got no clue, and then you just get killed by their super tough grading. You're like, oh my God, all my booster packs are 7s. Okay. We have Mr. Michael. He's back for 5 of the Gem 2s. You got it, Michael. You ready? 5 Gem 2s. We got an open box of Gem 2s. People like the Gem 2s. They're popular. It's envy because Pokemon is something that everyone could have gotten into and done well, but no one did. Well, I think there's a lot of people involved in it. I think that's why the prices are so unbelievably high. But there's definitely a lot of people who I would say took bad advice. They took negative approaches to it. Too skeptical, too negative. It's almost exactly like what happened with crypto. Bitcoin is now up to 100-something thousand. It so far has not fallen to the floor. It is a risky asset in the sense that it's brand newish, although it's not that newish. 4 or 5. It's been around for a while, hasn't it? It's been a while now. And so, digital currencies seem to be a thing that aren't necessarily going away. I would be very interested in a government-backed cryptocurrency. So if the United States government issued FedCoin or something like that, I would be very interested in that. But then again, that kind of goes against why people are interested in something like Bitcoin. They're interested in it because they don't want a government monetary product. Government tends to print its own product, right? The government loves to do that. Government prints its own product. So people like Bitcoin and all that stuff for those reasons is because it's not owned by the government. Here it is. It's not owned, but the problem is it can be regulated by the government. So sadly, I don't think that you can truly escape what the government can do. The government can't issue more Bitcoin, but it can decide to raise taxes on Bitcoin to a really high degree to make sure if people are transacting too much in Bitcoin and avoiding the dollar, they can say, hey, we used to be able to print these dollars and now no one will take them. They all want to use Bitcoin. They say, all right, raise the taxes on Bitcoin to 50%. So that's the risk, I would say. In my mind, that's on the risk side for Bitcoin. But anyways, the point is that Bitcoin has been around for a long time, and there was a lot of people who were negative about it, who were proven wrong. A lot of negative voices. They've been proven wrong. Maybe one day Bitcoin was just in this crazy bubble and it just pops or something. Maybe it gets hacked with new quantum computing. Maybe a solar flare comes and wipes out all electronics. I don't know. There's like end of the world scenarios for every single asset if you think about it. Like maybe a housing bubble pops like in 2008. Maybe we find tons of gold on the moon and China starts to mine it off the moon and it's like super easy. The gold market just collapses. So there's a nightmare scenario for every asset, and Bitcoin's, I don't think it's going anywhere for now. Just look at that. Freedom coin. Yeah, slavery coin. There you go, Michael Pettiford. But I love talking about this stuff. I love talking finance. I love talking about the economy. I love talking about Jeremy Powell or whatever, the head of the Federal Reserve, who has been keeping interest rates high even though inflation is basically back down to 2%. You know why he did that? He did that because Trump did the tariffs. So he's saying, well, these big tariffs, we're going to have to keep the interest rates really high. And a lot of people are very pissed off about that. They're saying that he's just playing politics. He's playing politics because, I don't know, he probably voted for the other side. So the Federal Reserve keeps our interest rates very high, even though our inflation rate is back down to 2%. Did you guys know that? And his argument is that, well, we don't know what the tariffs will do. Well, so far it turns out the tariffs haven't done anything. Ooh, Metagross. I like that Metagross, man. That's a nice card. So that's a 9, though. Let's grab a little baggie for this one. Currency-backed Pokies when? They're already currency-backed. It's called eBay. You put your card on eBay and it turns into currency. There we go. All right, cool, man. Okay. William Wafter's here. He says, one Kaiju number 8. Can you figure out whose signature is on the back of the sketch card, please? The Star Wars sketch card? Is that what you're asking? Hold on. You're going to have to tell me which sketch card. Is it this one? So here it is. This is... Oh, you're talking about... no, you're talking about your sketch card, Rick and Morty. I remember this now. So Kaiju. Let's get this Kaiju for you. Yeah, I want to put my money in a smart place. It's kind of crazy that Pokemon was that smart place. But, weirdly, so was My Little Pony. And that's one of those things that really fascinates me about the world. That's something that people could consider oh, that's cringy or lame, or I hate that. There's somebody out there that sells fursuits to furries, and that guy's making a killing too. So it's a fascinating world out there. And sometimes the opportunities lies in the areas where people reject you, or they don't want to mess around with it, or they think it's stupid, or something like that. It's something that I find incredibly interesting. Oh, here it is. Found it. I learned all that a long, long time ago. There you go. I learned that principle a long, long time ago when I was selling graphic T-shirts just to survive when I was younger. I was 18 on my own, trying to go to college, trying to make enough money to pay my rent, and I was working Target and Sears and Coca-Cola and running an eBay channel too, selling clearance graphic T-shirts. And I learned so much from that because the best-selling graphic T-shirt ended up being My Little Pony. And I was shocked by it. I was like, okay, that's what the people want. And you cannot disagree with the market. You'd be very silly if you try to have an opinion. The only thing you can do is react to the data. You gotta look at the data. You gotta react to the data. There's William Wafter. Let's go find that back of the card, right? So, William, I believe you're right over here. You rejected Labubus, you hypocrite, Mr. Labubu to the moon. Here we are. Labubus just came out, and I feel like just like you can find product that you're surprised does well, I think you can find products that collapse, like, for example, what do they call those? Beanie Babies, Pogs, stuff like that. Here we are. All right, I'm going to flip this around. Ooh, hand-drawn sketch card by this guy. Hoo-hoo. Oh, the problem with the Labubus isn't that there's demand for Labubus. There's demand for Squishmallows. There's demand for all kinds of little things. Remember Skylanders? There's demand for Skylanders, right? Like, I wouldn't collect Skylanders, but there was demand for them like crazy. But the reason that the Labubus are so annoying is just that when you see like a Pokemon card shop selling them, it's more about the Pokemon shop selling the Labubus, pretending not to be basically just a scalper, just an opportunist. So that argument had more to do about the personality and behaviors of people who, claim to be all about Pokemon cards, but then they just want to sell Labubus. It's a very ugly look. I think it makes that person look immediately like, I don't know what other word to use other than scalper. Or maybe I've got the wrong opinion. So maybe I just got the wrong opinion on that one. Maybe Labubus are the best things ever, and I need to go buy a bunch of Labubus, and we'll remove all these slabs off the table, and we'll put Labubu dolls up here. No way, dude. I'll start throwing up. Here we go. But again, that whole thing is more about the It's more about the character of the person selling the Labubus. I'm disappointed. I would want Pokemon card collectors to stick to Pokemon cards, or maybe like, you know, if you're going to expand into like something respectable like Star Wars, One Piece, whatever, even My Little Pony. But those are cards. You're a card shop selling cards. You're going into Labubus. It's like, come on, dude. You're just an opportunist. And there's a bit of debate about that going on because we know that Pokemon cards is now filled up with people who used to sell stuff like sneakers, for example. You know, like sneaker sellers moved on to whatever it is. Like the collectibles guru years ago during the Logan Paul time period. Collectibles guru was definitely not a Pokemon card collector. He really was just there to make money on Pokemon cards and then leave. I hate that feeling, you know. I try to be fair about it. Yeah, I understand people need to make money. I sell cards myself for profit, and I try to be fair, but I try not to be another salty person who's salty about, oh, these resellers. But it's just an ugly look, man. I feel like it's a really ugly look. All right. Can anyone tell me whose Siggy that is? Yeah, I don't recognize it. You can screenshot it. Maybe have AI look at the picture, okay? Have you tried that? Have Google Gemini look at the image and ask it whose signature is this. Might be able to tell you everything. It is? All right. My niece asked for a Labubu for her birthday. I bought her at ETB and she asked for a Labubu again, and I'll disown you. She's 7. We are. All right. So now, Jonathan Morris. Whoa, CGC Pristine Nidoking to add to my digital collection. I need to take a picture of all those things. Okay, CGC Pristine Nidoking. What in the world are you talking about? Is that from the feature channel? No, because that's gone, right? Pristine Nidoking. I don't know which one you're talking about. Let me turn this down. Is that oh, that's from the June channel, isn't it? It's a Topps card. Hold on, let me see. So that would be All Slabs June. Let's find it. There it is. 629. That is a nice card. Let's go looking. All right. You put up a nice card and somebody will consider it. If the cards weren't so expensive, you could still make good margin and have more customers, probably. Yeah, I agree. Well, I mean, when the card prices are really high, you're forced to take tough margins anyways. Because nobody so let me put it like this. So if you get booster pack for $2 and you sell it for $3, no one cares. Honestly, no one really cares at that point. They go, yeah, give me 10 of those. But if you have a pack that costs $200 and you want to sell it for $300, people say, well, your $100 cut's too large. So the margins actually go down as the booster prices go up. Now, the problem with that, your customer can buy a whole bunch of booster packs that are $3 each. Your customer can only buy one booster pack that costs $250. So you quite literally make less money because the customer runs out of money sooner on these high price items with low margins. So you ironically make more money on cheap product than expensive product when it comes to booster packs. And so I'm actually on everyone else's side when you say something like, well, these booster boxes need to cost $100 like back in the day. And I was like, yeah, they do. That's the retail, the old retail price. Retail price on booster pack should be like $4. So, okay, so then I should be able to take a booster pack like that and sell it for, I don't know, maybe like $5 or $5.25 or something, right? Maybe $5.50 to cover my costs, right? So I can make $1 per pack. And I haven't seen prices like that since forever now. Feels like it's been a really long time since I've seen prices like that. And it's, it's disappointing. But yeah, we used to sell packs for $4 and $5 back in the day. And that was a much better time, in my opinion. So they either have to print it, or Pokemon has to die or something. I don't know what'll fix it. All right, here we are. Oh, Karis isn't feeling well. Okay, let's get this set up. So this was for our friend, Mr. Caleb Ibarra. Let's jump over here. So last time he had me liquidate it into cash so that he's going to get the cash cut. Let's see. La Flame, Caleb Ibarra. There it is. I don't know why we have him on a scorecard. I thought it was the voice actor's signature, but it didn't make sense to me. Oh, yeah, that's not the signature of the voice actor. That's the signature of the person who drew the card. Good catch. There you go. Those guys deserve respect too, you know, the artists. Sometimes the person who drew it is like part of their team, and they're like a really important part of their crew. Okay. All right. Very good. So I need to take a night and take a picture of all your stuff, Mr. Jonathan. Like, probably today is when I should do it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. There it is, guys. Another quality card gone. It gets harder to find these quality cards. All right. And let's see. Did I do that right? Hold on. I don't know if I did that right. Give me a second. Plus, wait, what was this card? Oh, I did the math wrong. Okay, hold on. I did the math wrong. Can't be doing that. You got a little more than that. There it goes. Order her some Starbucks. Oh, yeah. We don't even have... Well, no, we do have a Starbucks out here. It's about 35 minutes away from where we live. So exciting out here. You'd love it out here. Oh my gosh, we have a bit of a line. Here's Luis Ruiz. 3 Korean rocket. Okay, Korean rocket. Not to be confused with the way more expensive Japanese rocket. Not to be confused. 1, 2, 3. Oh, by the way, Tammy asked for her commission slabs to be discounted, so we need to work on that as well. And PSA 10 Fan P. Oh, where's the Fan P? Is he still up on the table? Where am I going to run into that Fan P? Is it on the table or is he in the box? Bet you he's in the box as well. Bet you that's how you found him. I bet you found him in the box. Okay, give me a second, guys. We're looking for that Fan P now. It's better when there's fewer commission slabs because it's easier to find stuff when people ask for it. Okay. Did you get my second PayPal for shipping cost? I probably will, but I've already printed you a label, so you're all good. Did you have more in that order, though? You're probably just waiting your turn. There's a surprising line going on right now. How is it sometimes Tuesdays are like the slowest day of the whole week by far, and then another Tuesday will roll around, and everyone's just suddenly got money, and they're like, yeah, actually, I'll buy a ton of Pokemon cards with that, you know? In the Rhyhorn card stack. Oh, my God. We're on that goose chase. The goose chase. The geese. There we go. All right, all right, all right. I believe that's an Anthony Kalura card. What do you guys think of these commission cards? I think it's pretty cool. I feel like I've helped people liquidate some cards now in a nice, easy way. Set that back up there. It's over here, huh? Ah, here it is. And this one will say Anthony on it. Good. He's right. Let's get that Chauncey card finished. So this is Anthony Kalura. Here it is. Okay. Anthony tends to use store credit, so he gets a bigger cut. That's how that works. So he's at 240. sure that says 4. Ghastly sold. I get paid 2 days early every week, but today I get paid 3 days early because of the 4th. Oh, nice. It's good stuff. There you go, Mr. Lewis. Now, here are the Rocket cards. We've got Blazy Keen. Hold. And Articuno. Nice. How much is the Snorlax Uno card? $20. I got it right here, in fact. Here it is. It's a bit dusty. There it goes. All right. Maybe it needs a little cloth on it. Hold on. A little speck there. That'll buff right out. It did buff right out. See that? Okay, so that looks better now. So there we go. All right, so that's $20. That's from Yolan. Yolan. Luis Ruiz. Oh, I love it. Your bag's right in the front. Love it. That's so nice. Love it when I can find a bag super fast. Hate it when I got to go hunting for the bag. Carlton Wicks, 20 to slab away. Okay, Carlton's starting with the payment toward his slab away. $30 left on that. Then he says, 1 Minecraft hobby pack. So here's a Minecraft hobby pack and 1 Pokey Shuffle. There's still a role in our Discord server to unlock called Chicken Jockey. We've made it easier to get. Basically, you just have to pull any Chicken Jockey and you'll get the roll. So we made it a little bit easier because so many packs of this were opened and even the common Chicken Jockey was not getting pulled, which made me think, oh, even the common one's really rare, so we might as well just hand it out to anyone who can pull any of them. So we'll make the rule Chicken Jockey, any Minecraft set, any Chicken Jockey card for now. Here it is. Okay, it all starts with the shovel, Ender Dragon, and Ghast. Nothing too crazy this round, Mr. Carlton. There it goes. Guys, I'm going to take a moment and search for more Final Fantasy cards. So I'll be right back, okay? I realize, we sold out of those other packs, and I've got some unopened mail. So I'm going to open the mail. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, here we are. Haha. There we go. Some of that Final Fantasy is starting to show up. We are in business, guys. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Did I send the right amount for shipping? I assume... I already made your label, right? Wait. You're in the U.S., right? There we go. Did Carlton Wicks get his Pokey Shuffle? I don't think he did. Let me get that Pokey Shuffle for you. Carlton Wicks. We are not sold out of the Final Fantasy, guys. We have 2 fresh boxes. That's a cold Pokey Shuffle. Ooh, so cold. By the way, what's the menu say about Final Fantasy? hitting save on that. Good. Extra $1 for shipping. You created my label. Thanks, man. So here's Javier Arroyo. What's up, Mr. 5 Gem 2s? New bag. You got it. Gem 2s. Selling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Did he say yes? Did who say yes? Did I send the right amount for shipping? You sure did. It's all good. In the hood. Your cards are on the way. There we go. No word from Steve Gonzalez still. That's the guy who accidentally got Steven Gonzalez's cards. It's really not a good situation because he definitely knows how to contact me. Luckily, the very best cards have been removed from it. Maybe I'll try to find his phone number and call him. I don't know. Can you do that? Is that illegal? I don't think that's illegal or anything to try and reach out to somebody. That's how it used to work back in the day. You had the white pages and the yellow pages. You guys remember that? So maybe I'll try to give this Steve guy a call. All right. I have a nice Matsumume. You can definitely do that. All right, so here's Javier Arroyo. I'm behind on TCC News. Here it is. TCC News. Welcome to the TCC News Network. What is going on in the news? Oh, I heard Trump threatening to use Doge against Elon Musk. He said he's going to use Doge to go. He called Doge a monster that Elon created. And he says he'll use Doge to remove subsidies from electric vehicles. Wow. There it goes. I guess that sort of reveals his feelings about the guy. Definitely not a bromance anymore at all. Let's see. If you can't get their attention, you can always send them something in the mail. Well, they've already gotten something in the mail, haven't they? So you'd think they would be like, oh, this isn't ours. All right, Mr. Gabriel's back. He wants 2 more Paldean Fates. Lover's Spat. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody even asked, they asked if he would deport Elon Musk. And Trump said, we're going to have to look into that. Those were his words. I don't know. We'll have to look into that. How crazy is that, man? So, here we are. Murkrow Reverse Hollow. All right. And Lightning. Very nice. Ooh. Let's go ahead and have a sneap. What? Wow. LMAO, deport the mother effer. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that kind of language is exactly one of the reasons why Trump was never that popular, why he's actually such a polarizing figure, because he just makes enemies, man. Enemies all the time. Go and go. Ooh. That is the problem you get with the guy who's maybe too confident, or, you know, he wants to be too powerful. It's like Caesar, right? Caesar got stabbed in the back by a bunch of guys. Well, he probably should have taken some time and gotten to be friends with a couple of them first. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the classic personality problem. Look at that Wug Trio. I think it's very not a good situation for the Republican Party. Ooh, very nice. Infighting. Mr. Gabriel. All right. Very good. Okay. What set is this? That's Paldean Fates. It's a pricey collection. Pricey set. Bill Barron, 2 Azure Lane, Volume 1, First Edition. Okay. Here we are. I was threatened today on a live trial on Diddy. You're watching the Diddy trials? Tell us what's going on with the Diddy trials. Any interesting information? Any interesting news? Okay, there we go. Ready? Here's a hollow. Etu, Elania, Napoleon. Yeah, Napoleon, sure. Too confident. Well, I think that's what I was calling Trump. I said that, you know, all these guys make this big mistake of trying to fight the whole world at some point. And when they've had a big victory, they almost have to swap personality types and start making friends with everyone. So if you have a big victory, that is the time to cool down and not make the Achilles heel mistake of every guy who thinks he's on top of the world and continue to be a big jerk to everyone. Bill Barron. So it's almost like a fatal flaw, or like you know, or speedrunners in the video game community. You ever talk to a speedrunner? They're so arrogant. Those guys can be so freaking toxic. They're like, you want to talk about the most toxic gamers? Go talk to any speedrunner almost, and they're always these absolutely crazy guys, which kind of makes sense. Why else would they be a speedrunner? It's just like a personality trait almost, you know? Like, oh, I'm the very best at this. No one can beat me. I'm going to be the very best. Now, they're not all that way, but you almost exclusively find the most toxic guys in the competitive gaming scene. So guys who go on to, you know, do like grand finals, you know, of this or that, or some super speedrunner who's nobody can catch up to him. There are a lot of lots of nice ones, but I'm saying if you want to point at the most toxic ones, they're often in that group. Been trying my liquid Paldane, and believe it or not, I pulled 2 Bubble Mews. Really? 2 Bubble Mews. Wow, man. Wow. It's a really great card. The Bubble Mew is awesome. Here's Ivan Rodriguez. Can we ask Tammy if I can get the Gasly for $20? She's asking $23. I already know the answer to that. The answer is yes, because she asked me to lower the price on her cards by 10%. She will accept that price. So let's get that into your bag real fast. Not your bag. Let's get your name on the back. Where is the Gasly? Is it in the Discord server, or is it on the table? Okay, let's see. Oh. Oh, Gasly. Wow, this is a great card. These cards shall be saved for breaks. Okay. Left table. All right. We will find it on the left side. To the left, to the left. All the good ones are coming out of the left side, huh? Ah. Okay, so Tammy said 10%. That would technically be more like $20.70. I don't think she's going to split hairs over 70 cents. Let's get it sold. I can't speak for Tammy, but I feel like she's no nonsense, right? All right. He hasn't been charged on anything yet. Well, you know, it takes a while, and you got to get somebody truly has to be found guilty. That's the way our government works. So it's 16.8. We'll roll it up to 17, okay? So we'll say 17 plus 55. 72.5. KETK. 72.5. There it is. Well, we're making some commission sales today, huh? Telling you, it's a cool thing, man. I like it. Okay. All right. That's how our government should work. Doesn't always. What? So now we have an order from Michael Pettiford. 1 Gem 2 pack, 1 Black Flame. 1 Gem 2. And 1 Black Flame. A flame on. There it is. Thank you, Michael. Is that when they arrest me? No! Here it is. Have you been arrested? I bet you guys are living much more exciting lives than me. I have the most boring life. I never do anything bad. And I never get in trouble. Sit at home like a total loser. There it is. Oops. Oh my gosh. I made that card slide. Slab Mister. How much is that Slab Mister? This one? Oh, it's so cheap it's like $50. No, I'm kidding. That Charmander slab is crazy expensive. I don't know why it's got to be so expensive. Guess there's not enough of them. Only once when I was young and dumb. Multiple times. Oh. Wow, that sucks, man. We are. I did not know that. All right, you ready? Let's take a picture on the back. There we go. let's see. So, yeah, I got arrested for being too big of a nerd the other day. Pot 574. Let's take a quick look at putting a red label on this, perhaps. Charmander 044. Center. Some friends and I were blocking roads at night. Oh, no, dude. There we go. Oh, what did I pay for mine? Okay. That's good. So he's slightly cheaper, actually. I paid more than this for mine. So this card is nearly $2,000. Do you guys feel that it's worth that much? Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo. I had to write in the back of a cop car to be brought to the loony bin. No! There. Let's see. We can go to loony bin together. We'll open up Pokemon cards. Be so nice. My little sister has something similar happen one time. We'll put this over here. Very nice. Let's see. Clicking on this. Andy Dirksen, pay off my slab away and one spot in the Star Wars break. Okay, Star Wars break has some momentum right now, guys. There it is. Andy Dirksen. The officer was chill. The only person who deserves the loony bin is Louis. Oh my god, dude. Dirksen. He ain't even here. I was only ever in solitaire confinement for my violence. Solitaire? Is that like where you play the game Solitaire? There we are. All right. That's going to be 2. Toss that up there. So that's 2 spots in the Darth Vader. And finish my slap away. Mr. Andy, let's take a quick look at that. So you have a PSA 10 Gyarados from June. That's not too long ago. Oh, how much money you think this one box is worth even? Look at this. That's got to be some money, right? Because these are all slab away slabs, so they're all probably decent. That is like a brick of gold to me. I love it. Brick of gold. Yeah, gold might actually be cheaper per ounce than Pokemon cards, depending on which card we're talking about. Wow, look at that. Giovanni's Nidoking. Had that up on the table for like 2 seconds. Gone. What were we looking for again? Gyarados. Gyarados. That's mine. Louis brings back memories of stimmy checks. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Here's a them. Terry Mills, Morgan, Eddie Berto. I'm not seeing Andy. Is your card really put away? Roel Campos, Carlos, James Gower, Luke Laurie. Is it really not in here? I'm so surprised. Joshua Whipple. Okay, so you're not in this box. That's so strange because your card's only from June. Nicer than most. Had fun with the neighbor's wife after she was getting a divorce. We talked for long for one night in the fun times. What? Sounds like a fake account. 7 months ago. Okay. The neighbor's wife really liked my nice fat cock. All right, let me go get this. It is me, real person. Okay. Let's see. Oh. It's not here either. What Gyarados are we talking about? Andy Dirksen. Can't find Andy Dirksen's Gyarados. Let's see, is it here? James Hatcher is here. Ryan Peters Rosinski. I can't find it. What kind of Gyarados are we talking about? There's kids in here. There's not these. Add it to the Mr. Soundboard. Gyarados and Magikarp poker cards. Oh. So are they together? Is that the deal? Andy Dirksen. It just says Gyarados. If they're together... Oh, got it. Ta-da. The only one I probably didn't look into. The baggy one. My brain was looking for a Gyarados. Not a Magikarp. That's what caught me. There it goes. Gyarados was hiding. Because if you flip this around, you see Magikarp. All right, all yours, man. Wow, what a great pull. You know, I was just looking into that. You know, I only have 2 fire red decks in my entire poker card collection. And it is a severe poker card collection. You guys really don't know how deep I've been going on poker cards over time. Like a couple decks per week almost for a very long time. I have a severe amount of the poker cards. And all that this time later, in fact, I just got in 2 gold deck part 2s and 1 silver part 2 today. All this time later, I have 2 fire red decks. That's it. And I opened up one of the green decks, and you just got the Gyarados from it. So you did good here, I think. What's the fee rule if I want to sob away a Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy box? I think there has to be a restocking fee if you cancel it. So that's the main thing. And then basically I give you a price for today. That's how it would work. There we go. And let's play this music. I saw that I pulled a beautiful Team Rocket sneak attack. Oh, yeah. Isn't that a bummer, dude? It could have been anything. It was a freaking trainer. Ah, yes. Team Rocket. Blasting off with our money. So this guy's up to 2 out of... Yeah, he's up to 2. We have Miss Jen, 1 spot in the Victini. Hey, what's up, Jen? Nice to see you. I hope life's going well. This is going to be 23 out of 33. It is. I was just thinking how sad the streams are sometimes because we don't get to see Jen as often. We are. Here's Jen. Trainer rights matter. I like Trainer. Jen Yap. Oh, yeah. Victini all the way up to 23 now. Let's grab this baggie. Let's recount this. The anticipation was killing me when I saw I scored the hit. Oh, yeah. Because it waits all the way to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we're at 23 out of 33 on the Victini. He's a jumbo break. He's basically a rare candy, you know. And that one, he's scary. This is such a nice card, man. All right. Is the Jungle Break still going? Is the Jungle Break still going? Yeah, Jungle Break is going. And it is $34 a spot. We got 1 guy in there. I put him in there, right? Did I grab the vintage bag and start it all over again? I don't even remember doing that. Oh, the vintage bag is right here. So wait a second. I was distracted when we did this. Who was I helping at the time? It was at the very beginning of the stream. Who was I helping? Oh, no. Hold on. All done? Yes. Log back in. It was somebody at the very start of the stream bought a spot for $30. And that's when I realized I'd accidentally put the wrong price on the pack. It was supposed to be $34. Please log in. Scoo-doo. Team Rocket strikes again. Now. Was it Jason Watts? He wanted 2 prismatics. Somebody right over here, wasn't it? Oh, Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Oh, maybe it wasn't a PayPal order. Ah, was it James Beam? So it was James Beam. And so, did I accidentally put James Beam in the wrong break? That's my question now. Because he's clearly not in this vintage break. Bean? No, Beam. Come on, memory. Yeah. I need to rewind to the beginning of the stream and make sure he didn't go into a break he shouldn't be in. But let's go ahead and create a card for him. He is in this break. James Beam. There goes. So at the beginning of this stream, if one of the moderators wants to do this, go to the very beginning and look for the moment where I give James Beam a spot in here. Find out if I wrote a card up for him and put it inside of something, because the vintage bag hadn't even been started yet. I just now made it. Weird. Okay, jumping back over here. We're having an issue where he might have been given a free spot in something. Bill Barron, 1 spot in the Victini. Bill Barron's jumping in too. Here you go, Bill. How late have we been going? Hour and 51 minutes. Bill Barron. How about these 2-hour daytime streams? You guys liking those? Okay. Just as I broke up with the girl, so don't mention her, haha, but we good fam. Hey, what's up, Mr. Achilles? We are. How's it going, man? Who even cares about her, man? She's lame. It is. I went through a bad breakup one time, man. Don't worry about it. We know. I bet you most people in here have either A, never dated, or B, been through a bad breakup or a divorce. So you're pretty much in the #1 place to talk to people about that, or just not feel any pressure about it. It is. Yeah, so you'd be surprised just how many people in this group have gone through like a divorce. This is like a divorced people meetup. It's crazy. And there's a lot of it. And that's not specific to Pokemon cards. It's just, what do you do when you want to talk to some people like at a bar, but you don't drink? Well, you come hang out here. And why are you hanging out at a bar? Maybe because you've been through a breakup. So there's quite a lot of it. And yeah, you hear about it all the time. Who else just went through a breakup? Somebody else just did. Somebody else went through a breakup just recently and showed up back in the stream. It was Joey Maycumber, wasn't it? Was it Joey Maycumber? Yeah, Joey Maycumber was talking about how he just broke up with a girl, and he came back to the stream and was opening some cards. The good thing is I have you all. That's true. Never getting married, says Alex. I just got married 3 months ago. All downhill from here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, marriage is hard. Marriage, girlfriend, fiance, it's all difficult. It's definitely difficult. I feel like deeply religious people are more likely to stay together with each other, mostly because they believe God's going to punish them if they don't. But yeah, it's a modern relationships, I feel like old relationships like 100, 200, 300 years ago made a lot of sense. The girl stayed in the cave. You went out with like a club and you beat baby seals and brought them home and ate them. And, your lady's going to give you sex and that's it. And there was like a hierarchy, dad at the top, mom beneath the dad, that kind of stuff, outdated stuff. And we don't have that anymore. We have a very modern, progressive society where men and women are equal to each other. Women can go out and totally out-earn men and don't need men anymore. And men, are tasked with a lot of different things now. You have to be not a barbarian at all. You have to be like a neutered house cat to some degree, and you almost have to play the role of a mom as well because you're expected to be that type, and you have to be empathy and sympathy and cry at the movies, and so you don't really get to express a lot of masculinity. You actually get in trouble for it, and it's not wanted anyways. Society doesn't like it so much, and then you're definitely not at the top anymore, but you're expected to sacrifice everything. So yeah, it's like it's almost like modern marriages don't they don't have the same like, maybe there were like these binding sort of anchoring needs that kept old marriages together. Like a woman kind of needed a man to protect her and bring home dead animals. And a man had a need for a woman to take care of him too, you know? So maybe there was like a certain need, and that need mostly gone away over time. You know what I mean? So we don't do that stuff anymore. You just go to Walmart with your EBT card, and there's a lot of free meat. So, you don't need a man to provide for you because there's a lot of socialism now. So if you can just apply for it and get a little side job, your government can give you quite generous amounts of support. And most people vote to continue that and say it's a good thing. But, you know, so men, you're not valued for your wallet or your ability to kill animals anymore. So there's just really sophisticated roles to fill now. And I think it just kind of ends in people wishing to have sexual flings. So you want like a sexual partner, but maybe not the commitments of marriage. And since everyone's like that, it's like a whole selfish playing field now of just who can get the most fulfilled, and that's about it, you know. And that's yeah, you see it. You see all first world societies suffering with this, by the way. So it's not one culture over another culture. You know, they have problems like this in Japan and in South Korea. Really smart societies, really clean. No babies are being made. Everyone's just sort of living life, and pretty soon the government will have test tube babies or something. I don't know. My mom and dad dated 9 years before they got married, been together for 30 years. Wow, I'm surprised your mom didn't leave your dad for that, because that is a long time not to get married. People who are deeply religious get divorced all the time. I don't know. It's just a speculation. There's probably data. Well, here, we can actually look up the data. That's what AI is for, right? Who's more likely to get divorced? Someone who is deeply religious or someone who is not religious at all? All right, let's see. AI will tell us. Research shows that people who are deeply religious are less likely to get divorced than people who have no religion. Here's the breakdown why. Stronger moral beliefs and commitment, community support, conflict resolution, lower rates of premarital cohabitation. Research shows a significant factor in lower divorce rates is a lower likelihood of cohabiting before marriage. Karis and I cohabited. We're still together. Specific denominational differences. Let's see. Yep. Okay. So there you go. So people who are deeply religious really do divorce less. The data says it. So we don't have to do any anecdotalness. Okay. Here is a Bill Barron jumping into one spot in the mega sub list. He really wants this mega sub list to go off, guys. Look at this mega sub list. It's up to just 3 spots remaining. Looks like he never wrote me the card. Ah, gotcha. Okay, so we're all good then. You know, sometimes I make a mistake, James, where I do write the card and I just put it in the wrong bag like a total airhead. So I wanted to make sure I didn't put it in the wrong bag like a total airhead. I just never made the card. So here you are. The card is in. So now the jungle break is 1 in 10. And Bill Barron, you've got spot number 7. 8, 9, and 10 remain on the mega sub list. Yes, they're also more likely to stay in an unhealthy relationship out of fear from the church and their friends judging them. Yeah, and that's a very modern way to look at it. You'd say, well, their life would be more fulfilling if they got away from this low-quality partner and replaced them with a high-quality partner, you know? And so there's this constant game of cat and mouse where you're trying to upgrade to a more reasonable, kinder, less abusive, less manipulative, less selfish partner. But the more you play that game of cat and mouse, the more you just kind of have sexual flings and live by yourself. That's exactly what I was saying earlier. So it's hard to settle, you know? People really have serious flaws. We all do. I do. You guys probably do. Your parents did. My parents did. Perfect people are hard to find. And when you do find them, let me know about it. So, you know, when you settle down and you stay in a marriage, you're accepting that other person, even for the things about them that are pretty much kind of evil, right? And again, there's just that part of humans that's very animalistic. We're still like the monkeys coming out of the jungle, so we make horrible mistakes. And if you stay together, it's because for some reason you are accepting that about the other person instead of saying, well, we're breaking up because you did that. And that's it. So you're right. Religious people probably have toxic traits, maybe really bad traits, and they stay together anyways. And mostly because they're saying, well, Jesus told me I have to. Would it have been better for them to have broken up and go searching for a better partner? I think sometimes yes. But I think there's also sometimes you leave what you didn't know was a good thing and you don't find anything better. You only find it worse, or you find yourself alone. So there's both sides to that equation. There's both sides to those outcomes. It's really a gamble. But it's a big world. So, yeah, I mean, if all the nice people could just pair up with each other, there'd only be mean people left, and then they'd find each other and fight all the time. I think that people should utilize AI more often for their relationships and stuff like that. You know, the AI just came out like a year or two ago. It's a brand new thing. So it's really brand new. And before you break up, you should ask for help from like Google Gemini, Grok, and ChatGPT about, like the same questions you would ask a therapist, because it's surprising how good that AI is at providing a therapy-like response. And it's like a new era, guys. I mean, I don't communicate enough how crazy it is that we have this now. The AI is not just a Google search anymore. It actually reasons really well. So it's pretty insane where we're at right now. We're definitely in a new time period, guys. There was a time period before AI and after AI, and it's really exciting. It's kind of like AOL, right? There was a time before AOL and after AOL. There's just this sudden big jump, and everything changed. And AOL, if you remember, was pretty clunky at the start. Look at us now. So yeah, we're in a new time period, and so if you're having struggles in your relationship, you should go talk to all the AIs about it. And if you're looking to get into a relationship, you should ask the AIs for help with that. They're think of them like 4 extra brains thinking for you. It's really impressive. Before prawn and after. I've talked about that, Omar. I've talked about that. I've talked about how there's never been a time period in the human existence where you could go on and watch naked people doing anything at all, and you could just watch that all day long if you wanted. And so, you got people in our comment section using that word goon or whatever. And I'm saying this is a new time period for that too, because it's an experiment. We don't actually know how that affects society, probably negatively, right? But we're not sure. And what happens from here, we don't even know. It's never been like this. They had adult content for a while now, but you had the 60s, 70s, 80s. Those were all kind of like Playboy time period. The 90s, the internet breaks out. Now you got stuff on the internet. But now we're in 2025, and there's anything at all on the internet in high quality for free all the time. And every device can reach it. If your kid has a device, they're probably looking at boobs, or somebody who almost shows their boobs. Almost. Whatever the legal definition on Instagram is of not showing your boobs. So, you can't escape it almost. And so that has to have some sort of effect on the brain. And you wonder, is it good? Is it bad? Is it benign? Maybe it's just a bit of fun. Maybe it's a bit of harmless fun. It's a real interesting thing. But you see that word get used all the time now. The goon word is used on the internet all the time. And it's really fascinating to me. I don't know where it goes from here. Who knows? What can I help Mr. William with? He says, you fixed the price on the break and then went right into the magic packs. I don't think you put him. Yes, here we are. He's right here. Ta-da! So now he is in the vintage break. So we got him all taken care of. What do you guys think about that one? That's a pretty big one too. So now there's a new time period where adult content is super, 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 super powerful and high quality and easy to access and free. And we're also in a time period where AI is like this extra brain you've grown out of nowhere for free. We're in a new time period for humans. I really do. I think the AI changes everything. I really think it does. Chris Abruzzo taking spot number 7 out of 10. 2 spots remain on the mega sub list. Well, guys, it is 6:49. I think now's a great time to be wrapping up. We've streamed for a lovely 2 hours. William, he already sees hurt. Thanks. Most people I knew growing up never divorced. They are still even together to this day. Only people in my life that divorced were like 5 years ago, my uncle and aunt, but they back together now. My parents really seemed like they never were going to divorce. I heard a lawyer told them they had to divorce. or my mom was going to lose all the kids. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see. Magazine, internet images, video streams now paid for locked content. You've been around good company, 6. I was still delayed. I thought I skipped back to the live. No problem, man. Enjoying the cooler weather with the rain. Let's see. The Magic the Gathering packs took over at the moment. Yes. Yes. I asked about the PSA grading. You showed the cards. All right. Well, fun stuff. We just talked a little bit about relationships. I love talking about relationships. It's a very fascinating subject. I think we're going to hop off here, guys. It is Tuesday, and I'll be back on for the late night Tuesday stream. I hope you guys will join me there. We have a lot more Final Fantasy cards, so hopefully some people pop by and open some Final Fantasy. Besides that, I have a surprising amount of unpriced slabs. You didn't know that, but now you know it. Like a lot of them. None of these have been priced before. Just been holding back. Why do I do that? I don't know. I think it's because the fun's over when they're all priced. It's more fun before they're priced. But we got pictures of everything from the all the already priced slabs have all been shown off. That's like a PSA return right there. So all that's never been priced. Gatekeeping. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit of gatekeeping, but I think it's more like you don't want to shoot all your fireworks off all at once, right? You know, spread them out a bit over time. So we'll be back on tonight and watching the breaks get closer to the end, including that Victini, which is now at 24. But a couple of things moved today. And yeah, I look forward to seeing those all go off. It'll be a lot of fun. See you guys later. Have a nice day. Again, come back for the nighttime stream. Goodbye.